Hello, I'm Holton Siegling, and I'm coming to you today from the sanctuary of the First Scots Presbyterian Church, where I serve as pastor, and along with my friends and colleagues from the churches we know as First Baptist, St. Michael's, St. John's, and Holy Trinity, we continue to bring to you our daily video devotional based on Psalm 22. Today is Wednesday, and we approach verse 11. If you've seen the movie Titanic, you may remember one of the final scenes. An iceberg has been struck, the ship is undoubtedly sinking, and the people, many of them are running frantically around the deck. They're trying to board one of the last remaining lifeboats. And we, as the audience, we know exactly what's going to happen to those people who cannot get onto one of those vessels. There's screaming and there's crying, there's the sound of metal bending and splashes in the water, and there's just complete chaos, and then there's quiet, though not complete silence. The string ensemble reconvenes on the deck, and they begin to play one last song. And if you've seen the movie, you may remember what the song was. Nearer, my God, to thee. That is the music that we hear as we witness many of the remaining people begin to resign themselves to the inevitable. The captain takes hold of the wheel to prepare to go down with the ship. An older couple is in bed embracing. A mother tucks her children into bed, telling them what will be her last story. And all the while, the music plays. And the juxtaposition between the trials and the tribulations on one hand and a God who is ever present on the other is heartbreakingly hopeful. It is these two realities that we find held in reverent tension with one another as we turn our attention to today's verse. And one gets the sense that David feared that the end of his earthly life might be near, and friends of his may have also been near, but they were either unable or unwilling to help. So we read in verse 11, "Do not be far from me, for trouble is near, and there is no one to help." David is as overwhelmed and distraught as we have seen him, and yet it was that same distress that drew him back into prayer. His circumstances, they excited his soul, John Calvin said. They excited his soul to take shelter under the wings of God, and it was under those wings that David found his refuge, that very present help in his time of need. And so it is with you and me as well. For when our hearts are troubled, let us not sink deeper and deeper into despair. Rather, let us draw nearer and nearer to God. And lest we forget, God is already with us. You see, like David, God has a deep and an abiding interest in our welfare, to the point that God has made it abundantly clear in the Bible that God will never leave or forsake us. Indeed, there is nothing that can separate us from the love of God. I hope your day is full of joy and peace and with the knowledge that God is also with you. And I hope that you will join us again tomorrow when Pastor David Butler will share his thoughts on Psalm 22, verse 12. And until we speak with you again, take care and God bless.